Welcome back, and we are going to be going over roamers today. I did anchors last week. I did top 5 defenders, top 5 attackers, and also the top year 1 and year 2 DLC. So we are moving along into another top 5. I feel like a lot of people just want to know what operators to buy for their roles, so I'm doing these subcategories after the week where I'm posting the videos on how to actually do that. So this week it was how to roam, and now we are doing top 5 roamers. So before this starts, in the top 5, I have 2 of these operators that are getting nerfed in the test server, but I still think they're going to be really good roamers, and I'm going to tell you guys why once we get to them. But overall, you know who they are: Mozzie, Jaeger, and they're getting nerfs, but I don't think it's going to affect their roaming too much. As for some of the operators I didn't put in here, but are definitely notable mentions, I did not put Cav in here for one reason only, is how useless she is once you get higher in rank. Beyond gold, maybe even gold 2, gold 1-ish, it just becomes awful as teams start to work better, and people are obviously better at just hitting you instantly. Plus, the time to kill is not as good as other weapons, and it just downs them instead of killing them fully, which I just don't see that as useful. I know interrogations can absolutely change around, and I know that's what people are going to say, but overall it's so hard to get interrogations once you get higher in rank, so therefore I'm not putting it in this one. Another one I did not put in, but it's a notable mention, is Alibi. Obviously she has the right idea, right 3 speed, pretty good weapon, and a gadget's easy to put down and just run and go roam, which is always a good thing for roaming. She also has the impact grenade, so obviously she could easily make this on this list if one of these guys falls off. But for now, I think the 5 that I have on here are better than her, and that's why she's not on the list. Not saying she's not a good roaming operator, I'm just saying that that's the reason I don't have her specifically in the top 5 for the whole game. So with that out of the way, let's get into our number 5, not really in a specific order. And just a reminder, I put terrorist hunt videos usually in the background, or casual videos, depending on the operator. It just takes so much time to get clips of every single operator when I'm doing top 5s. So I choose to do the terrorist hunt, and I apologize for that, but I have time constraints, of course. So let's get into number 5. I'm going to go with the easy one here, and that is going to be Mozzie. Obviously, his gadget is not one that requires a lot of setup time, which is always a good thing when roaming. You can get far across the map. You put your 2 reinforcements up and head out, obviously, and then the gadget, it helps you roam. It prevents the drones from being able to drone you out, and that's really the main reason why Mozzie's even a good roamer in the first place. And it doesn't hurt having a gun with absolutely, or 2 guns with no recoil, and currently he has the super shorty, which is great for rotations. They are removing in the test server, so we don't know if it's going to go to the main game yet, but if it does, that obviously will hurt the stock overall of Mozzie, since he is only a 2 speed, 2 armor. So I wouldn't recommend, full map roaming, but he's definitely very good at roaming. Just remember, when using Mozzie, don't just throw all of your gadgets at around the site. You kind of want to use it to your advantage when roaming. They can't drone you out, so higher level players like to, roam clear, and they drone everything just to find you. With the Mozzie, you could block off 2 entries. They don't know where you are, and they just have to guess what corner you're in, basically, and you'll probably get some kills just off of having that Mozzie catcher. So continuing on to the easy ones, we're going into number 4, and I gotta go with Vigil here. He was absolutely made for roaming. Drones can't see him whenever his gadget is able. Plus, also, if people are running Lion, the Lion scan does not scan you. I know a lot of people don't know about that. A guy posted that in my comments the other day, and it got like 50, 60 likes really fast. So apparently a lot of people don't know that. So just wanted to point that out. And also, it's 3 speed and one hell of a weapon. So I would recommend this for anyone trying to roam. Just try to get used to Vigil. Really good operator there. And he was definitely made solely for the purpose of roaming. You could also use him in sight, of course, juke him out, but he's definitely not an anchor with his speed. Next up on my number 3 list, I have Jaeger, and of course that is 3 speed, 1 armor Jaeger. Everyone knows why he's a good roamer now. Of course, his gun's very good. He's fast. His gun is probably the most powerful gun, honestly, out of all the roamers. So that is why I like Jaeger, plus no recoil. It's just a great gun, but let me tell you why I think he's still going to be good as a 2 speed, 2 armor. As a Jaeger, you already have to put down 3 ADSs, your 2 reinforcements, and whatever else you need to do at sight. So you ultimately only have like 10 seconds to run to wherever you're trying to roam, obviously. So you can't get that far anyways. And that's my main point. I think it's more of a shallow roaming operator will do better. So think of maybe Consulate, for example. You can hold admin's office or something. Just don't roam downstairs in the basement whenever you're on 3rd story, The Jaeger mains are still going to be there is all I'm saying. And they're still going to roam, honestly. honestly. It might not be as hard of a roam as it used to be. You'll just choose someone like Vigil instead. But Jaeger is never going to be just a anchor in this game. I doubt that he'll ever become that. So that's Jaeger. I still think he's always just going to be a good roamer no matter what, as long as he stays within the 2 speed 2 armor. And if anything, it's kind of a buff because you get more armor and you already don't need to roam across the whole map as a Jaeger, since you don't have that much time to set up and run from one side of the map to the other side of the map like someone like Cav or Vigil with no actual duties in sight besides basic reinforcements, of course. So those first 3 I feel like were pretty easy, and I put them in this order for a reason. I think number 2, he could actually be one of the best roamers in the game, and that is Pulse if you know how to use him right. He could be a great insight player and a great roamer, so he's one of those very versatile operators. It just requires a lot of map knowledge to be very good with him as a roamer. Once you're good and you know where everyone's like spawn location is and everything along those lines, you can really exploit running out. You could already hit the doors or windows that you're trying to run out. Use the pulse gadget to your advantage. You can have easy runouts. You could also do plant denial from underneath whenever the site permits you to do that. And you get the choice of the UMP 45, UMP 45, or a shotgun, and of course a pistol as your backup gun. So just depends on what you want to do. And of course you have a nitro cell, and that's really the move whenever you're trying to do plant denial or a shotgun. It depends on what you're trying to do, but just stay under sight and have just a little bit of patience just to wait out the round. You can still do stuff in the beginning of the round, obviously run outs and stuff at the beginning, and just know your map and know exactly where the sites are. Of course you have an A and a B and it's just screaming on your screen, so you just have to go under that. It's not that hard and it doesn't require too much. So I would definitely give Pulse a shot. If you are scared to use him, just try him out. Try to use his utility. You can do it in sight too as well. If you think of Clubhouse, you could think of the basement, right? You could get them while they're trying to get the hatches and kitchen, and that's how you can use him as a more anchory type player. I think with his speed and everything, he's more meant as a roamer and running out and stuff, but he could be used in so many ways, and that's why I enjoy the operator. It really promotes creativity, and I really enjoy whenever operators do that. We have one more operator, and it was really Bandit here versus Alibi, and I chose Bandit. Reason for that is the gadget's actually useful. Obviously not all the time you can roam because you are going to need to bandit trick as a bandit. There's going to at least have to be someone bandit tricking in most situations, depending on the site, of course. But if it does not need to be bandit tricked, right? If the wall is not always hit and you know it's going to be hit, like, you know, Snowmobile Garage and Chalet, that's when you need a bandit tricker. But on other sites, you don't quite need one, and he could be a really good roamer. Really great gun, MP7 and 3 speed with a C4. He could do everything. The only downfall is his setup time is a little higher than the other guys on this. But still, I'd choose it over Alibi just because the gadget's more useful to your team. It could stop, of course, charges, breaching charges, which is always a good thing. Plus, I believe the weapon's just a little bit better. I like that B7 over Alibi's weapons for sure. And for the people that I know are out there, I know you Rook roamers are out there, but I just don't think it's a top 5 roamer by any means. I'll tell you why. People think, of course, that he is a good roamer. He has the ACOG. He's one of the last operators that has ACOG on defense. He has impact grenades, but he's a 1 speed, and I find that a little troublesome. His setup time is basically nothing. He just has to throw down some plates and reinforce 2 walls and then head on wherever he's going to go. I think of him more as a quick spawn peek and return back to site type of guy. Obviously, it's easier to spawn peek with an ACOG, so I see why people can really do well, but anything more than a shallow roam is a mistake. Everyone can hear you on the map whenever you're running around. It does no good, and it takes a lot more skill than the operators that I put on the list, and that's why he's not in the top 5. Not going to say you can't do it, but I'm going to say it's harder to do than, you know, Jaeger, Mozzie, Vigil, and all the other guys. So that is my list of the top 5 roamers. Don't make this your end all be all of all top 5 roamers. Obviously, you could be good with other operators roaming, but this is a good base to start off with. All these operators can do some damage while roaming, and of course the ones that we also had notable entries for, the 2 Cav and Alibi, of course. If you haven't checked out the video on how to roam, I would highly encourage it, especially if you are more of a beginner, but it's still a nice refresher for the more advanced players. And I definitely kind of refreshed my mind, and I've been roaming a lot more lately since I made the video, and it just kind of reset me, and it really helped out. I don't know if that's weird, but if you guys want to give it a shot, try it out. And that is all I have for you guys today. I will see you guys in the next few days. I've been going every other day. I just felt like when I was doing every day, it was kind of just rushing me into making content that isn't as quality as I would like. So I've been doing every other day. Hopefully that's fine with you guys. If you have any video ideas, obviously bring that up to me, and I will see you guys in the next one.